Well, while walking on a beach, you might see a piece of driftwood and just kick it to the side.
But a Moose Lake woman sees that same piece of wood as potential. In this week's Finding Minnesota, WCCO's John Lordson shows us how she's turning Lake Superior driftwood into stunning works of art.
I've been told that I'm a little Van Gogh-ish.
A little Van Gogh-ish. That's a compliment.
Yeah.
The paintings in Jennifer Szczyrbak's studio give you a taste of the outdoors, but her sculptures give you the real thing.
But my true love is sculpting. We didn't have a TV for a long time growing up. We lived out in the country. That I just was able to explore and have a lot of time to use my imagination.
It's her imagination that changed her life. About 15 years ago, Jennifer and her husband Kevin were on a date away from the kids, walking along Wisconsin Point. While waiting for him to come back from an errand, she literally stumbled upon a piece of wood that looked like a moose.
So I put together this little moose in the sand. He came back and he's my biggest fan. He's like blown away by it, and I thought it was just kind of funny.
She hung the moose up in her studio, and among all her Van Gogh-ish paintings, it was that driftwood art the visitors drifted towards.
So I was super excited because I had found my sculpture again.
Since then, she's made about 140 driftwood pieces. With the exception of a 9-foot-long alligator, most of her animals can be found in Minnesota. Bears, ducks, eagles. Whatever Lake Superior is willing to give up.
A piece like the deer, how long does that take to put together? Are we talking weeks, months?
On the pressure. The deer was definitely a different piece. I do a lot of playing around, and I don't settle on how it's going to look.
When Jennifer starts a piece, her hands and eyes never stop moving.
The back is arched, and so I found this nice arched piece. And then these pieces I thought looked tail-like.
It's like putting a puzzle together, and Mother Nature has provided the pieces. Before long, an animal begins to take shape.
And I'm just going to work from the neck down toward the body. This is going to be a running wolf.
A variety of glues and screws will hold the wolf together. It can take hundreds of pieces to give life to this type of art. Thankfully, Kevin is always good for a stroll on the beach.
So we'll go on dates still for driftwood.
Even if he still isn't quite sure what he's looking for.
I hold up a piece of driftwood and she's like, no. And I think I just knocked it out. And she's like, no, I can't work with that piece, Kevin. And I'm just like, oh man, I don't have an eye for it.
But he's helped plenty over the years. Driftwood with knots in it is invaluable because the knots serve as eyes.
What is it about driftwood that makes it so much fun to work with?
You never know what you're going to get. And it's not necessarily on me. It feels like treasure hunting.
Once the pieces are in place, the possibilities are endless.
My life has opened up a door for me, and I'm super thankful that I can create.
In Moose Lake, John Lordson, WCCO 4 News.
Jennifer's art has ended up in galleries, homes, and restaurants around the country.